Good evening, everyone. It's time for the Operation in the Word update for February 22nd. We've had some really good reading today. Those of you that are still reading with us, you saw in Leviticus 13 that Moses wrote about skin conditions and what was to be done with that. And no sooner had I read about the skin conditions in Leviticus 13 than my middle daughter broke out into hives. So we've had that going on today. Thankfully, they are just a virus, and we've got some medicine, and she should be over that pretty soon. But I'm just saying, God has a sense of humor, and He works in mysterious ways. Very, very appropriate reading today for me, anyway. But I want to focus on the Mark reading, and we see that Herod is really concerned with the ministry of Jesus Christ. In fact, Herod thinks that Jesus Christ is just a reincarnation of John the Baptist. You might remember from the Matthew reading last month that Herod actually had John the Baptist put to death. He had him beheaded. And we read that Herod actually was influenced by his wife's daughter, Herodias, and that was the reason that John the Baptist was put to death. But in Mark, we find out a little bit more about the backstory. We find out that Herod actually had respect for John the Baptist. He actually did not hate John the Baptist. It says that John the Baptist would preach against the inappropriate relationship that Herod had with his brother's wife. Now that is Herodias, his brother's wife. And John the Baptist saw that it was an affair that Herod had with her, and Herod was living in it. And Herod respected John the Baptist, even though when John the Baptist would preach, he would be disturbed by what John the Baptist said. Herodias, however, was not just disturbed, she outright despised and hated John the Baptist. So there was a big feast one day. Herod was throwing it for a lot of his generals and other military people, and he was real happy, a lot of singing, dancing, and his wife's daughter came, and Herod promised, whatever you want, up to half of my kingdom, I'll give it to you. And so Herodias, the daughter, ironically the same first name as the mom, goes to mom and says, what should I tell him? He said he would give me up to half of his kingdom. And Herodias says, well, John the Baptist had on a platter. And so that's what happened. And sure enough, Herodias, the daughter, went and told Herod, that's what I want. I want John the Baptist's head on the platter. And it was troubling for Herod. In fact, it says the king deeply regretted what he had said, but because he had made these vows in front of his guests, he had to go through with it. So he immediately sent an executioner to the prison and had John the Baptist's head cut off. Wow, what a story. And it's in the Bible. It's a true story. John the Baptist preached the truth, and it cost him his head. What lengths are you willing to go to present the truth? The truth is not a popular subject today. In fact, we have this absolute truth versus relative truth, and I would give the opinion that absolute truth comes from God's Word, and that's where we can find absolute truth. Any other truth is not real truth at all. It's relative, it's opinion-based, it's emotion-based. It's not solid. John the Baptist was preaching truth. And so in search of the truth, if you want to know where the truth is found, well, it's in God's Word. It's in His Word. We read it every day. And if you want to build your faith, I challenge you to keep reading. If you're not reading yet, join us. It's a great journey. There are so many changes in this world going on right now. I really look forward to reading the Bible because I know God's Word will not change. It's His message to us. And he gave it to us for this very reason, to encourage us, to exhort us, to stimulate us to do better, to do great works for Him, to worship Him. So I challenge you to do that. Have a great night. We will see you tomorrow, February 23rd, God willing. And just have a good night. We will talk to you later.